Hi, thank you so much for joining me for a few moments together in God's Word. We are following our daily devotions that you can access on our church website or through the Church Center app. So today, let's chat a little bit about life. And I think we can all agree that life can be difficult at times. Things can happen to us that we never saw coming. We can experience the sickness or death of someone that we love, the loss of a job, financial woes. Remember 2020. I think that whole year was unknown and we had no idea what was coming next. So there are definitely countless stressful situations that suddenly fall upon us, and I could go on and on. Don't worry, this will be encouraging, but there are challenges in life. There is an evil presence in the world, and life can be incredibly difficult. My question for you is, how do you respond to the challenges of life? Psalm 11 shows us two ways to respond when life gets challenging. So we'll start, as the psalm does, with 5 small words in the New Living Translation. I trust in the Lord. That is one response to the challenges of life, to trust in the Lord. Now, I had to chuckle to myself as I read this short psalm because I could completely picture a conversation happening between King David and a companion or friend of his. They had 2 different approaches to what seems to be an attack of some sort. The first sentence of verse 1 says, I trust in the Lord for protection. That leads me to think that there's protection needed, so there's an attack of the enemy coming. So King David begins by writing, I trust in the Lord for protection. He then engages the other person, asking him, so why do you say to me, fly like a bird to the mountains for safety? That's the other response when life gets challenging. Panic, do something, run. Can you picture the scene? On one side of the room is King David calmly saying, I trust in the Lord. And on the other side of the room, his friend is telling him to get to the mountains for safety. As I read this, I hear a calmness in King David and a panic from his companion. What tends to be your approach to the challenges of life? A quiet trust in the Lord, or a sense that you need to control the situation, do something, act quickly? I have tried both responses. I can think of applying for a summer job at camp one summer during my college years, thinking I was absolutely going to get hired. When the rejection letter came, I was completely devastated. This was a camp I had attended for years and thought I was a shoo-in for being on summer staff. And when I got that no, I immediately went into action, putting a plan together so that when I applied next summer for that camp, they would certainly hire me. I took a job during the school year that I knew would give me the exact experience the camp needed me to have. I applied once again for the summer camp, and once again, a rejection letter came. I was incredibly disappointed. But this time, rather than trying to do more to earn that position, I chose to trust in the Lord. Getting rejected twice made me think that perhaps the Lord had something better planned for me, something that would be best for me. And so I put my trust in Him, and I applied for other positions, praying through the process that He would lead me to the summer job He knew would be best. That next summer, I was hired to work in an office on my college campus, working for an amazing boss who taught me many skills that I still use today. I actually did find out why I didn't get hired by the camp, and it had absolutely nothing to do with me at all, but nothing that I could do to have changed the outcome there. Instead, I worked with a wonderful boss for the rest of my college years, having a great time, learning many new skills, growing in confidence and leadership. And wow, am I so glad I finally trusted in the Lord. Now, I am not saying that we sit back and let life pass us by, that we don't take any action at all. King David didn't do that during his lifetime. As a boy, he fought off animals to protect his sheep. He killed Goliath. As a man, he served in Saul's kingdom. When Saul was out to kill David, he left to get away from him. But the difference is that King David had a trust in the Lord that guided his actions. Just think of how he fought Goliath. No one else in God's army was willing to stand up to the giant, but a small boy with a big trust in God took 5 smooth stones and a slingshot and took a stand for the Lord and killed that giant. When King David had the opportunity to kill King Saul, when he came upon him sleeping in a cave, King David didn't act. He trusted God. Back to today's psalm with King David's companion telling him to run to the mountains. King David instead reminds this person of where God is. This is verse 4. But the Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord still rules from heaven. We may be tempted to move and take matters into our own hands. Instead, let us first remember that God is immovable. He is still on the throne. He is still in control. That's where King David's quiet confidence and trust comes from. And what an incredible encouragement that is for us today. In the ups and downs of this life, trust in the Lord. Have a great day.